Hi, everybody. I'm Bob Bowman, Editor-in-Chief of Supply Chain Brain, and I want to welcome you to this presentation on Package First or Package Last, punching through your packaging process, presented by Packsize. One quick reminder, there will be an audience question and answer session at the end of this presentation. Audience members are encouraged to submit their questions at any time during the presentation by clicking on that Q&A icon at the bottom of your screen. Now, the complexity of order fulfillment is at an all-time high as warehouses deploy an alphabet soup of technologies, WMS, ASRS, AMRs, AGVs, to get orders out the door quickly and accurately. But what about the shipping box? With the rapid growth in automated packaging, people are asking themselves, when does the box get created? Where does it get created? And how does it fit into my fulfillment process? So today, we're going to learn how to identify the right size solution to fit your unique packaging needs. And we'll help you to answer the question, do you need a package first or package last solution? Here's our agenda for today. We're going to start with introductions of our speakers. We're going to hear a little bit about Packsize itself. Then we'll get an introduction to the whole concept of package first and package last, what it is, what is the first and last aspects of that. Then we'll learn about some factors to consider for your business related to what we learned about that. We'll review some case studies and examples, and then we'll move into our panel discussion and our question and answer portions of this presentation. With that, I want to introduce our speakers for today. Jeremy Keith is Director of Solutions Development with Packsize. He and his team manage the engineering needed for both software integration and solutions for North America. With over 9 years of experience at Packsize, Jeremy's expertise in understanding packaging process flow helps ensure that customers are getting the best solution for their unique business needs. Jesse Nelson is Product Manager with Packsize. He specializes in high automation, on-demand packaging solutions. Jesse leads cross-functional teams in crafting and executing product strategies from inception to market launch. His focus is on aligning product development with market demands to foster collaboration and innovation within the organization. And joining us as a panel participant is Steve Larson, Senior Vice President of Global Strategic Partners and Customer Success with Packsize. Steve is a packaging industry leader with over 10 years of experience. He leads a diverse team of engineers, designers, and program managers who work to deliver customized and scalable packaging solutions that reduce waste, lower costs, and improve efficiency. With that, I want to throw it over to Jeremy for our presentation today. Jeremy Keith, take it away.
Thanks, Bob. Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining today's webinar. Over the next few minutes, we're going to explore the concept of a package-first facility, a modern approach to distribution that's driving significant efficiencies across the supply chain. This method transforms the way companies package, ship, and distribute products, leading to cost savings, sustainability improvements, and enhanced operational efficiency. So what exactly is a package-first facility? Traditionally, in distribution, products are picked from inventory first and then packed into pre-sized boxes or packaging. The challenge with this method is that you often end up with boxes that are either too large or too small, requiring extra materials like void fill, or worse, leading to increased shipping costs due to wasted space. In a package-first facility, we flip that process. Here, the size of the package is determined before the products are picked. In other words, we start by creating the most efficient package size for an order. That package then travels through the facility where the items to fulfill the order are placed directly inside of it. The package-first approach offers multiple benefits and works in a streamlined process. One of the main advantages is a reduction in dimensional weight costs. Shipping carriers often charge based on both weight and package dimensions. By using the smallest possible box that fits the order, businesses can lower shipping expenses and avoid the cost of empty space inside the box. Smaller, more customized packaging also means less cardboard and filler material are required. This reduces overall waste and helps companies operate in a more environmentally sustainable manner. This is increasingly important to consumers and businesses alike. The efficiency gains are particularly remarkable. By determining the optimal package first, we streamline the packing process. Automation tools like on-demand packaging systems create custom-sized boxes in real time. This reduces the need for pre-sized boxes and minimizes human touches throughout the process. Fewer touches mean reduced handling, leading to faster order processing times and less room for error. Package-first facilities can easily integrate with pick-to-cart, autonomous mobile robots, and automated storage and retrieval systems. This integration further boosts efficiency by automating material handling and order fulfillment, enabling faster, more accurate picking and packing processes with minimal human intervention. Automated packaging systems first calculate the smallest possible box based on the order's requirements. This ensures that the products will fit perfectly. Once the optimal package size is determined, workers or automated systems pick the products that match the specifications of that box. These systems ensure smooth, efficient workflows with reduced manual intervention, leading to increased throughput. There are some drawbacks and considerations that you want to be mindful of. Item master data, for one, is required. One important consideration when moving to a package-first facility is the need for accurate and detailed item master data. This means each product must have precise dimensions and weight information stored in the system. Without this data, the packing system cannot accurately calculate the optimal box size, which will lead to inefficiencies. For businesses with a wide range of products, maintaining and updating this data can be resource intensive and may require significant upfront effort to establish. While a package-first facility can be implemented with manual processes, the true potential is unlocked with higher levels of automation. Automated packaging machines, conveyors, and robotic systems drastically improve efficiency, reducing labor costs and increasing throughput. However, this sometimes means a larger capital investment is required upfront to implement these systems. Businesses need to weigh the benefits of faster, more streamlined operations against the higher costs of automation. One of my favorite examples of the power of right-sized packaging in a package-first environment is our integration with AMR systems, also known as autonomous mobile robots. This integration is featured in the video I'm about to show you. Our packaging solutions pair seamlessly with these AMRs, bringing tremendous efficiency gains not only in packaging, but in the overall flow of the distribution process. In this particular setup, the Ocado AMR system selects specific cartons from a wave of orders, paying close attention to the pick path and maximizing density on the AMR. When the AMRs are en route to the Packsize machines, they send an API request for a carton to our systems. This ensures that the labeled cartons are ready for loading upon the AMR's arrival to the Packsize machine. Once the cartons are ready to be loaded onto the AMR, the unique label applied by our Packsize machine is scanned. The AMR then directs the loader on exactly where to place each carton on the AMR platform using LED indicators. This optimizes the arrangement and ensures the efficient use of space on the AMR. This approach means that AMRs can fit more orders per trip, reducing the number of runs through the facility. They also travel more efficiently to the pick aisles, where orders can be quickly packed. Not only are we seeing improvements in the efficiency of the packaging process through right-sized packaging, but we're also enhancing the performance of the AMRs by optimizing their load capacity and reducing the number of trips required across the warehouse. Ultimately, this integration provides a dual benefit. We're reducing the shipping and material costs with optimized packaging, while simultaneously improving the throughput and effectiveness of the entire fulfillment process through smarter, more efficient automation. Now let's take a look at some real-world examples of how Packsize machines have delivered significant value to our customers through box-first packaging solutions. One of our most compelling examples is Staples. By integrating Packsize machines into their packaging flow, they've achieved a 20% reduction in corrugated usage. This is a huge win, both in terms of cost savings and sustainability. Reducing corrugated material not only lowers the expenses of packaging, but also decreases the environmental impact of their operations. Additionally, our machines enable them to adopt automation and multi-packaging solutions, which streamline their processes even further. This automation allows them to handle a wider variety of packaging needs with greater precision and speed. As a result, they saw a significant boost in customer satisfaction. Orders were packed more efficiently, and the packaging experience was vastly improved, leading to fewer complaints and faster deliveries. For Crutchfield, the focus was on reducing their carbon footprint, and Packsize helped them to do just that with right-sized boxes for every order. Every box is tailored specifically to the order it holds, minimizing the amount of material used and reducing the volume of shipments. This translates to fewer trucks on the road and less fuel consumption, aligning perfectly with their sustainability goals. Another huge benefit was the ability to reallocate manual labor from packaging to other areas of the warehouse. Since packaging processes became largely automated, they could use that freed up labor for higher valued tasks. Finally, they saw a marked improvement in throughput, packaging over 450 boxes per hour, a significant achievement for their operation. With the combination of increased speed and reduced labor, their overall efficiency skyrocketed. Our work with Dick's Sporting Goods demonstrates how Packsize's machines can dramatically improve both customer experience and supply chain sustainability. By eliminating over 30 different box sizes, they simplified their entire packaging workflow. Instead of managing and storing a vast array of box sizes, they now produce the exact box they need on demand. This also led to a considerable reduction in material use, another win for both cost savings and environmental responsibility. Beyond the internal benefits, the packaging improvements enhanced the customer experience. Products arrived in smaller, neater packages, reducing waste for the end consumer and creating a more polished and professional unboxing experience. These three examples showcase how Packsize is transforming businesses by optimizing their packaging flow, reducing material usage, and driving sustainability across their supply chains. Whether it's cutting costs, improving customer satisfaction, or contributing to environmental goals, our box-first packaging solutions are helping customers achieve a new level of operational excellence. Now I'm going to hand it over to Packsize's very own Jesse Nelson, product owner of our Package Last product lines.
Thank you so much, Jeremy. So now we're going to shift on over to Package Last process flows and talk a little bit about that. So before we jump into that, I just want to kind of explain what is a Package Last process flow. When you walk into the majority of fulfillment centers today, this is most likely the process flow that you're going to see. There's going to be pickers that are going to be processing orders through a myriad of different ways. For example, they could be picking to a cart. They're going to be bringing that cart to a packing station, and a packer is then going to be selecting from a handful of stock boxes. They're going to be erecting that box, packing the order, filling any sort of area with void fill dunnage, typically air pillows. They're going to be then closing that box, labeling it, and sending it downstream for shipping. That, in summary, is a Package Last process flow. However, as Jeremy talked about, there are some real drawbacks to this process. The biggest being that these packing stations are limited to a select few sizes of boxes. And this leads to really uncontrolled shipping costs to our customers due to operators' discretion of which box they use. If a box size is unavailable, they would go up. I think all of us have a very good example at the top of our mind of a time we got an oversized box and we're just kind of questioning ourselves why they shipped that product in that box. And also, like I said, this leads to the use of filler material. That's a cost to our customers. And it's also typically plastic that ends up in our landfills, which is something we always want to avoid. And then finally, it also leads to poor consumer experience. You know, if any of you on the call have ever received a package that was damaged, and then open it up and realize the box was just too large to properly protect that package, you understand that. Excessive packaging. You know, again, question yourself, why do they use such a large box? And then getting a box full of plastic fillers, it never feels good to the consumer. So it just has a poor consumer experience. And then the final drawback to this is it's a dependence on labor. So as customers, you know, here in the next month, companies are going to be coming in to peak. That requires them to drastically ramp up their staff, and that puts a strain on the entire company. So conversely, if we look at the right sizing, the package flow, the size of packages is reduced on average by up to 40%. And also it uses 20% less material. on average. So as Jeremy talked about, there's clear shipping savings. There's clear void fill elimination or reduction. And it leads to obviously improvements on damage rates for products because they're properly secured. There's an immediate impact to the planet due to fewer trucks, less material, fewer or no plastics, and it leads to an immediate improvement on consumer sentiment. So this is why we're so passionate about this. This is why it's such an important thing to talk about. As we go into right sizing within the package last environment, there's some things that you have to have. For example, you need to know the dimensions of your products. You need to be able to cube out that order to be able to produce a perfectly right-sized box. This is true for package first, as Jeremy talked about. This is true for package last as well. And over the years, Packsize has really been working hard to bring solutions to the market that enable right sizing in the package last process flow. On the low end or the lower side of automation, operators manually measure orders and use those dimensions to produce a right-sized blank on a Packsize solution. The operator then can erect that box, pack the products, seal the box, apply a shipping label, and send it downstream. Very great for lower throughput. On the semi-automated side of automation, dimensions are automatically captured by solutions similar to the scan-to-pack, or they're imported from a customer's WMS. These dimensions are used to produce a right-sized box that's either labeled and ready to be erected, packed and sealed, or it's used to produce a fully erected and labeled box that is only in need of packing, as you can see in this video that's playing here, greatly speeding up the throughput of a solution. But as the need for right sizing on demand packaging grew within the fulfillment industry, Packsize introduced the X7. The X7 is a high-speed, fully automated solution that supports the demands of today's e-commerce market with its high throughput requirements. The X7 automatically dimensions orders as they come in, automatically dimensions products. It transports the products into the machine. It cuts a perfectly right-sized blank. It wraps and seals that blank around the product using hot glue, applies a shipping label automatically, and performs a quality check at the outfeed to ensure that every box going downstream is ship ready. So these diagrams, I'm going to shift our attention now to the left of this image here. And these diagrams on the left, I feel like are just such a powerful visualization of the impact that implementing right size on demand packaging in a package last process flow has on not only labor dependency, but also a throughput of a solution of a customer's facility. If you compare the top solution, you can obviously tell it's very labor dependent, manual pack stations, and you have to increase bodies and as you increase throughput. The bottom solution is where a right size on demand packaging solution has been implemented. And you can see just how using the same footprint, you're able to reallocate the majority of labor. Operations can increase their throughput while simultaneously decreasing the cost of their labor, their material usage, and tonnage. So I love just comparing these, and then also looking at the output, and then just imagining being a consumer getting these products, which one you'd be more happy receiving. So as we focus on the more advanced automated solutions for package last, there are several benefits that are very worth considering. The first being that it's fully automated. It's a fully automated solution. That means it's automatically dimensioning, it's automatically weighing products. It eliminates the need for master data. And that could be a very challenging thing for some customers to not only obtain, but also maintain. Orders are automatically wrapped. So why is that so great? Well, it allows companies to replace 14 to 20 plus packing stations in place of a machine. Due to the automated quality checks that ensures that all boxes are ship ready going out the door, and just really ensures the quality of your operation. The machine has a throughput of over 1,000 orders per hour. That allows companies to automatically scale up and down with seasonal demand with the same footprint. And because this machine is a package last solution, it can be placed at the end of the line, replacing existing packing stations, which requires minimal infrastructure such as conveyance, and it has minimal disruption to existing package last process flows. And as mentioned previously by Jeremy and myself, obviously companies get the immediate benefit of right sizing, from the financial impact to the sustainability benefit of shipping in a right sized box. And then obviously you get all of the benefits of the end customer satisfaction going up as well. When considering whether a package last solution like the X7 is right for you, there is some really big considerations that you should take into account. The first being is, what is your average order units per order that you have? As the units per order increase, so for example, if they get above 3 or more units per order, you should really start to consider like the time it takes to unitize those orders and induct them into a machine and into an automated machine. As Jeremy talked about, there's other solutions that are available, box first, that could be more ideal for a high unit per order product mix or order mix. And there's other solutions where you could have an erected box delivered to the packing station, or you can have a hybrid where you can implement an X7, an X5, or other types of solutions to satisfy your throughput. And then throughput is another consideration that you should take into account. Machines like the X7 are great solutions for high volume facilities. However, if your volume isn't high enough to justify this level of automation, there's other solutions that our team can work with you to identify to ensure a positive return on investment while also getting all the benefits of right sizing. And then product characteristics are the last thing that I would recommend companies considering. So for example, are your products easily conveyed? Are they fragile? Do you need special handling? Those are all different things to take into account as you consider this type of a solution. And these considerations are super important. And our team does a really good job of taking customers through that process flow. We don't expect companies coming in to know exactly what they need, and we really work with you guys hand in hand to come to the right solution and what equipment would help your process. So a great case study that I wanted to go through is of a customer adopting right size on-demand packaging in a package last process flow is Boot Barn. Boot Barn is the nation's largest lifestyle retail chain devoted to Western and work-related footwear, apparel, and accessories. And Boot Barn had a goal of shipping 1,000 orders every hour. However, they were struggling, like many others, to keep up with the high demand of their products as their business scaled, especially with the labor crisis. Boot Barn partnered with Packsize to implement a fully customized right-size packaging solution that actually utilized 3 different types of machines to meet their unique product mix. So they implemented an IQ Fusion, as you can see here in this video, to handle items like large items such as steer horns or oversized boots. They implemented an X4 for larger multi-item orders, and they implemented an X7 for their single and simple multi-item orders. By implementing this technology, Boot Barn is able to reallocate the majority of their packing labor. They're able to double their throughput with the same footprint, and they were able to reduce their carbon footprint immediately. So it was an absolute great, wonderful project to work on. We were honored to be part of that with Boot Barn, and highly recommend, if you haven't watched this video, if you go out to the YouTube and visit Packsize's YouTube channel, you'll find this video that you can watch in its entirety, and it's absolutely worth the watch. And with that, I'll turn the time back over to the team.
Thank you very much for that, Jeremy and Jesse. I want to bring Steve Larson back in here too now for our panel discussion portion of our presentation. Hi, Steve. That was a great review of the big question of package first, package last. Do have some additional questions I want to ask during this panel discussion, which will be followed again, to remind you all, by an audience question and answer session. Audience members should be submitting their questions right now by clicking on that Q&A button at the bottom of your screen. We'll get to as many of those questions as we can, time permitting. Let me start with this question for Jeremy. Jeremy, the integration of these machines with other technologies, it seems to yield some pretty impressive results. What other types of systems do you integrate with?
That's a great question, Bob. We've integrated with a tremendous amount of systems. We've already mentioned AMRs and ASRS systems. We also integrate with WMS, WCS, WES, ERPs, SCADA systems. The list of systems we've integrated with goes on and on. We integrate 2 different systems using APIs, webhooks, messaging queues, and flat files, among other things.
Jesse, it looked like the package last solution actually wrapped the box around the product. How does that compare in speed to the box first solution that creates a ready-to-pack box?
Yeah, that's a great question, Bob. The X7, as you look at machine speeds, the X7 is approximately twice the speed of our other box first solutions. The thing that I always encourage companies to take into account is their process, right? So in assessing speed and throughput, it's really crucial to assess what is your ability to feed products or products and orders into this machine, and that's really going to be the driving limitation there. As you look at the X5, one of the really important things to take into account is we can always add additional X5 solutions or additional box first solutions to feed more boxes into a system to keep up with a customer's demand. And by doing that, either whether it's X5 or a package last or a package first, we're able to really utilize our solutions to tailor it to the throughput of a customer, depending on how many orders they can fit through their system at a time, how many orders they can satisfy coming out of their system at a time.
So let me ask Steve, what additional technologies can we expect to see that might be impacting the future of packaging?
Yeah. The evolution of the market so far has been very focused on getting us to a point where people are able to, or, customers, companies are able to receive goods via these e-commerce channels or other avenues. The future is going to look a little different. We're finding post-COVID patterns have changed in buying habits. You look at the rise of things like Amazon Prime and Walmart Plus and these other services that shift more consumer buying patterns to singles. And that's shifting the nature of what we're shipping. So what we see is we're going to see more primary packaging being used as a mechanism to ship goods, but we're also going to see a transition into lighter materials. So when we look at the evolution of our product portfolio, where we're focused is how do we use less material? Now that we've right-sized the box, how do we right-size the grade of material to best match that order and get it out on time with the right material composition? We're gonna devote more investment and interest into creating both machine systems and the corrugated supply chain to enable you to downgrade material to best meet the mode of packaging. Second, I think the area of focus for us is customizing the experience. You can't count the number of advertisements that you see on LinkedIn or other social network channels where they're talking about unboxing products from companies. Sometimes that's in products, but it's also, companies are becoming more interested in creating that end user experience around the unboxing. So right sizing helps, but other areas that we're focused on is in innovating in products that enable us to create customized experiences for those customers, whether in print or other types of solutions or technologies that enable that the companies to interact or engage with their customer in a different way.
Well, Jesse, what makes a customer ideal for these types of solutions? Would it be volume? Would it be product mix? What else? What are some of the thresholds that make automated packaging make sense for that matter?
Yeah, that's a great consideration to take into account. One of the first things I always look for is if you have a dynamic or diverse product mix that you're packaging, you're a candidate. It makes sense. And then one of the things that Packsize has always tried to work towards is having solutions that are suitable for different throughputs. Not every customer is going to have the need for a full automation solution like the X7, but we have other solutions that we can implement that would satisfy lower throughput thresholds, right? So I'm always a proponent. When in doubt, reach out. And our team, so Jeremy's team, that he actually leads a wonderful team that is dedicated to looking at customer solutions, looking at their product mix, looking at their throughput, what their space looks like, their existing customer or existing process flow within their facilities, and really using our product portfolio to understand what would have a positive return on investment for that specific customer while giving them the benefits of right sizing.
Well, Jeremy, you described some of the criteria that you employ in order to determine whether you want to go package first or package last. But I wonder if you could just tell me a little bit more about that, how you typically determine what type of solution is needed at a facility and the level of automations that's needed. How do you prioritize the various considerations? What do you look at first and last?
So, great question. We have a team of dedicated solutions engineers that work hand in hand with the customers utilizing a diagnostic approach. First, we work with our customers to learn in depth about what their current operational challenges they face, and then we design a solution that solves those problems. So whether you're a mid-sized commercial printer or an e-commerce giant like Walmart, we can tailor a solution that really fits your needs. And it all starts with the diagnostic approach.
Steve, we are looking at what looks to be an extremely sophisticated, complex piece of technology here. And we can certainly see the benefits that are associated with the cost, such as dimensional weight, less void fill, less corrugated usage. But doesn't the cost of some of these machines tend to maybe cancel out the savings?
Yeah, I think it's important, as we talked about here, and Jeremy and Jesse have alluded to the diagnostic process of evaluating what fits. There are some customer profiles that don't fit. If you're shipping a lot of the same types of products, you don't have a large variety in your SKUs or what you ship, it can be more challenging. But in environments where you have a high variation, high variety, a lot of multi to single mix in the order composition of what you ship to your end customer, we generally see very strong business cases. Business cases for our customers generally produce results in a year or two or less, depending on how large they are. And that's primarily because these outbound freight and logistics charges are so large. As a function of, you look at an outbound spend of a traditional fulfillment center warehouse doing e-commerce orders, the largest category of spend for those facilities is generally shipping and getting products to end consumers. So taking percentage points out of that shipping cost can have a great effect on helping you maximize the return. You're correct in the sense that there's cost, there's capital, there's things that they go into contributing to this, but we generally see fairly strong paybacks that produce very quickly for our end customer. What we offer to help offset that is as a few different pricing models or constructs. So customers can choose to buy our machines and go that path, or many of our customers in the bulk of our business, they choose options with us to go through a packaging as a service model, and we take the capital and minimize the outlay that is required for a customer to achieve that. And though that flexibility in our business and pricing model creates opportunities for customers to realize the value in whatever form they're in. So you're buying a low-end system, low-end meaning low sophistication. You're buying a system that's one of our EM pieces of equipment, sophisticated, can produce a lot of output, but our cost is lower than one of our automation systems like Jesse highlighted with the X7. If you're running a few hundred orders a day, you can make a pencil with something like that versus a high-end piece of automation that may require more volume. So we work together with customers to create the business case and evaluate fitment or not, and ensure that we're going to produce an outcome that has a desired return or yield to get customers where they need to be.
Thanks. Jeremy, in the video illustrating the package first model, we saw the picker picking directly into the actual shipping packages themselves. So doesn't that mean that even in the most efficient, right size, on-demand package last model, you're still going to need to first put the order pick it into some kind of a bin or tote, bring it to the packaging station, and then put it in the package? Does that not entail an extra level of labor, even if that package last model is super efficient?
That is correct. There's a focus on reduction of human touch on packages. So package last facilities, they do require an additional touch. You have to decant the items from the tote at the pack area, and it will result in some additional labor. Okay,
thank you. At this point, let's bring the audience in. There are a lot of audience questions coming in. There's some really good ones. So gentlemen, get ready. Here we go. I'm going to just throw these out and see who might be the best person to answer them. Let's start with this one. Question is, what if our dimensional product data is inaccurate? Who wants to go with that?
Yeah, I'm happy to. We work
Okay,
together as
Steve.
part of the system design process to evaluate the accuracy of your data, ensure it's realizable. In our customer environments, there's a myriad of ways to accomplish this. Some customers have gone so far as to redimension all the products in their facility, which can seem like a daunting task, and it's not what everyone's approach is. But we can work with you to create systems and processes that enable you to dimension. The second path is our systems are flexible enough to give us the flexibility to help you get to a fully realized right size space. So going from data quality issues where you can pack a box because you have 60, 70% void included, gives you a lot of flexibility and you don't need to care about dimensions. And in some cases, we work with customers to step that down. So we may not start fully right sized out of the gate. We may start at let's reduce cube usage by 10%. And figure out what products really stand out and then slowly taper into that so we can improve item masters and get to a place where the right size benefits are fully realizable.
Thanks. What are the throughput rates on your different box makers?
It really depends on the machine platform that you're working with. Our machine rates can go anywhere from 150 cartons an hour all the way up to 1,000 cartons an hour. It just depends on the level of automation that you choose in the machine platform that you decide on.
Jeremy, do you have any example of changes that the customer had to go through first to convert from package first to package last?
That's a really good question, and it's tough because every single customer's facility, they're often unique. So we really have to get into the customer's facility and take a look at what their current operation looks like. From there, we'll assess things like the integrity of their dimensional database. If they have concerns about the quality of their DIMS, we can also help them build a dimensional database using some of our software packages we have available. That would probably be first and foremost the biggest thing to focus on. And then from there, we would need to determine what is the current desired level of automation. So where are they looking to go? And is there a way that we can start by at least getting right size packaging as part of their solution and work through different phases of the approach to increase the automation and continue giving additional return on investment?
This question says, our facility is currently operating in what you refer to as package last, using stock boxes. I think we can benefit from going to a package first flow, as you discussed, the questioner says. Where do we get started? And how do we do the assessment of whether this makes sense for us? I think you've touched on some of this already, but I think they want a little more specificity here. Somebody want to field that one?
Happy to. I think it's part of the evaluation process. I think it starts with looking at what your order profiles are and how they're being handled or packed currently. The second stage is understanding what type of equipment exists in your facility. So for us, a big part of this approach is looking at your end-to-end system design. What triggers work from a WMS or WES or WCS, and how your building's controlled, so we can determine how or where we fit into those triggers to minimize disruptions in your operation. And that helps us slot the equipment into the right location while minimizing the effect on your operation. The second piece is a part of that factor in looking at dimensions, understanding where your dimensional health or accuracy is in your building. When you go to a package first versus a package last operation, it increases your dependency on dimensional accuracy because you're picking to a container. And that's an area that we would look to evaluate or focus on. And the third to me would be, what kind of technology do you have? So part of that end-to-end evaluation is looking at, is this a manual process using trolleys or carts where you're picking raw products and delivering them to an outbound location and packing them, that you're going to look to, pick the box on a trolley or cart? Are you looking at AMRs, or are you looking at more advanced systems like ASRS technologies, like an auto store or Canop system, Exotech system to fit it in that facility? We would look to evaluate that holistically to understand how we create a flow that makes sense.
Question is, what kind of downtime has been recorded with the box solution due to the failure of a part or cardboard getting caught up in the machine? Well, that never happens, does it, gentlemen?
Yeah, I wish that was the case. And, I would say one of the things that's a strength of Packsize has been our service network and our ability to service and reach customers very quickly. We have the largest in the industry when it comes to packaging automation, service technicians and people available to support equipment in this right size space. So from our standpoint, we maintain very high targets for uptime. It's a critical element in how we design and implement our systems and our solutions. Our targets, whenever we do acceptance testing and beyond, is we're looking to a 95% plus availability target, inclusive of planned and unplanned downtime in those targets. And it's very important that we design the system in a manner where that's attainable within your customer, within your environment. Every customer is different. Every customer has different technical capabilities and skill sets. And part of our diagnostic process is evaluating where your operation is to ensure we pair the right degree of automation. If you put a very large, sophisticated piece of automated equipment and have no way to maintain it because you've never had a piece of automated equipment, we're going to be a little consultative in how we work together to make sure we're matched up and we're going to be successful together on our journey as we go down that road.
Every customer is different, but this questioner wants to know if you have any typical lead times on your systems.
Yeah, I'll jump in here. That varies by system. I mean, obviously we have any sort of lead times, but depending on the level of automation that you're looking for, I mean, it's typically somewhere between a couple months to 4 to 6 months, just depending on the type of process or the type of system you're looking to implement and how complex that is.
Thanks. Well, this questioner wants to know if it'd be possible to see current customer sites. It would be help, wouldn't it?
I'll keep going here. We work with fabulous customers. Obviously, we do. Yes, the answer is yes. The short answer is yes. We're always very cautious of making sure that certain customers aren't going to other types of customers. Right? We don't want to cause any sort of contention there, and we always make sure that we ask customers before we bring customers in. So the answer is yes. And typically, what we'll do there is look at what type of process flow they're looking to implement, what type of equipment they're looking to implement, and then to find adjacent industries that we could take a customer to see a similar type process that they're looking to implement.
Great. Question is, you talked about product mix being an important consideration, whether we go with box first or box last. What is the ideal units per order range for package first versus package last regarding units per order? And how do I assess whether my product mix is better suited for one versus the other? Is there a magic number here, or just how do you make that determination?
I can keep
Jesse,
going.
you want to go? Yeah. Give it a
Keep
try.
going, Jesse.
Yeah. Perfect. Yeah, so this is really kind of dependent on the customer. So what we'll do is we'll come into a customer site and we'll look at their business case. We'll assess their product mix, their order volume, and then we'll give recommendations. Typically, as you start to see orders above like average of 3 per order, it starts to look more favorable to like a box first process flow. As we talked about reducing touch points, increasing efficiencies, that's where we'll start to recommend most likely like a box first or a different type of solution where you're picking directly into a box for those multi-item orders. But again, it just kind of depends on the business case of the customer, and we always do our best to assess what we recommend that's going to have the most impact to our customers, and then work with the customers from there to decide what solution they want to implement.
Great. Thank you very much. Well, unfortunately, gentlemen, I have to deliver the bad news that we are just about out of time. We do have time for one final question, however. I'm going to direct that to Steve. Steve, question is this. Labor needs, product variety, and volume are always changing. Implementing this type of technology seems interesting, but I, the questioner, am concerned about the disruption to my business. How do you implement a system while maintaining the operating environment at a customer site?
Yeah. We realize getting orders out on time matters. You have customers to serve, and we don't want to impact that negatively. However, you can better serve your customers once you get converted to this process, and that change can be challenging. So as we go through this process and we work together, we're very focused on creating clear goals and project plans that we can execute against to ensure we deliver on time. I mentioned earlier talking about end-to-end solution design. That's the critical element. We really aim to have that done in collaboration together ahead of our time on site. We focus on creating a plan around that end-to-end solution design that enables us to arrive, execute, deliver the equipment, complete acceptance testing, and get you off and running. And I think the piece that's most important is our business and our business model have been very accustomed or acclimated towards us being around. transforming your business from pallets of stock boxes to right-sized systems and equipment, it's a challenge. It's a change. It's a different mode of thinking. And we're there with you as you work through that transition phase to make sure that you get off the ground running and you minimize disruption to your end customer.
I guess another way of putting that question would be, how do I change the tires on my car when I'm going 70 miles an hour? That's always
carefully.
Very carefully. Well, I think I have learned quite a bit about this issue of package first or package last, and I'm sure our audience has at last. Thank you, gentlemen, for that really great discussion and guidance on how companies should treat that eternal question in the warehouse, and learn a little bit about this, the latest in package last models as well. So I want to thank you very much, Jeremy, Keith, Jesse Nelson, and Steve Larson. And I want to thank our audience as well for your great questions and your participation. So if you're ready to take the next step, here are 3 links to pages on the Packsize website that will be extremely valuable to you. One tells you which solution is right for you. We certainly talked about that. Another, X-Series automation solutions. And finally, request and evaluation. If you don't have time to take a screenshot of those QR codes right now, don't worry about it. They will be sent to all participants of this session at its conclusion, which unfortunately is right now. So thanks again, everybody. Thank you, audience. Everybody, have a great day.